Hello everyone and welcome back. So as you can see from the title below, we are going to start with a new series, that is Julius Caesar. So who was Julius Caesar? Julius Caesar was a Roman political leader, and during his rule there was a triumvirate. So what is a triumvirate? Means triumvirate is a board of three members where they combine together to rule a place. Okay, so in this triumvirate of Rome, there were three leaders. One of them is Julius Caesar, second is Pompey, and third is Crassus. So we will not go into Crassus's history because it is not relevant for us. What is required to understand is a bit of Pompey and Julius Caesar. So after the death of Crassus, there was a civil war that broke out between Julius Caesar and Pompey. So Julius Caesar, and what is a civil war? Civil war means within a fight within a state between two groups. Okay, so Julius Caesar defeated Pompey as well as his sons. So after this victory, when he returned to his place, that is where our play starts. Play opens. Okay, so this is a very beautiful play, very interesting play, very different from the themes of Merchant of Venice or The Tempest, which were earlier there. This is the last year. So 10th and 12th. So now from 9th we have Julius Caesar, and 11th we have Macbeth. Okay, so the time when Julius Caesar has won, defeated Pompey, defeated his sons, okay, he is returning. And the plebeians, so who are plebeians? Plebeians are the people of the lower caste of Rome. Okay, commoners we can say. So they were celebrating his victorious comeback. So they were on the streets celebrating, and there were two of the tribunes, that is Flavius and Marullus. Many books you will find it Mara and Mare, sometimes Mure. So whatever is in your textbook, that spelling you have to follow. Okay, so these two tribunes, that is Flavius and Marullus. What are tribunes? Tribunes are the officials elected or chosen, we can say, chosen by the plebeians for their interest. So these two tribunes who were chosen by the plebeians for their interests. Okay, so they were Flavius and Marullus. Now these two tribunes were the loyal people of Pompey and his sons. So they were really revolting this celebration of a victory of Julius Caesar by the commoners. They were very angry. So this scene starts, Act 1, Scene 1. Now we'll start the line by line explanation. The setting is on the street, where from one side there is Flavius and Marullus, the tribunes, and there is a group of commoners in which there is a carpenter and a cobbler. Okay, now we'll see their conversation and how this whole scene is about that only, the introduction scene, that is they are chiding the commoners, means scolding the commoners not to celebrate the victory of Julius Caesar. They are making them realize, and we will see the fickle-mindedness of people, the commoners. Once they were celebrating, and when they were scolded by the tribunes, they silently went back. They will go back. Okay, realizing, okay, maybe they were wrong. So this shows clearly that they were totally fickle-minded, and they can be manipulated and persuaded so easily. Even Flavius and Marullus will point this out. Okay, that silently now they have gone. After your speech, they have gone. Okay, so let's start. The play starts with Flavius's dialogue. He says, "Hence home, you idle creatures, get you home." So he is saying that go away. Hence home means go away, you idle creatures. Idle means doing nothing. So idle creatures here means lazy creatures. Remember that. Idle creatures means lazy creatures. Go home. Go back home. And then he asks a question, that is this a holiday? So he's asking this rhetorical question, that is this a holiday that you're celebrating? What know you not being mechanical? Means why aren't you being mechanical? Being mechanical simply means why are you not working? Working class, okay, mechanical here means working class men, they should be working right now because they belong to the working class. Okay, so he's saying that you idle creatures, you go back home, and is this a holiday? And you should be mechanical right now, you should be working. You ought not walk upon a laboring day. Laboring day means working day. This is not a holiday. You should not be here walking in walking around on a work day. Okay, upon a laboring day without the sign of your profession. Now these are the very basic questions which will be asked. Who are idle creatures? What do you mean by being mechanical? What do you mean by laboring day? Now what is the meaning of without the sign of your profession? Without the sign of your profession simply means without, actually in that time every person of any working class, if he's a cobbler, if he's a carpenter or any other profession, he should wear the sign of his profession. Maybe it is the clothes, okay, clothes of their, means telling, okay, this person belongs to this class, this profession. So he's saying, why are you not wearing your working clothes, your work clothes? Where are your work clothes? Why are you roaming here and there without the sign of your profession, without your working clothes? Okay, so speak, what trade art thou? And then he points out to the carpenter. Remember, he points out to the carpenter and he asks him that what is your trade? Means what is your profession? What profession are you of? So carpenter simply says, why sir, a carpenter? So he says, why sir, I am a carpenter, sir. So Merulus then comes, okay, the second tribune. So he says, where is thy leather apron and thy rule? So he's asking him, where is, if you are a carpenter, the sign of his profession should be apron, leather apron. Okay, obviously cobblers, they mend shoes, people who mend shoes. So he should be wearing his leather apron and he should be having his tools in that. That is rule. Rule is a ruler, that is scale. Okay, so to measure the size of the feet, etc. So where is your leather apron and where is your rule? That is scale, ruler. What dost thou with thy best apparel on? What are you doing here on the streets on a laboring day? Why are you not being mechanical? Where are your working clothes? And why are you in your best apparel? Best apparel means best clothes, as if it is a sort of a festival. Why are you in your festive clothes? Why are you in your finest clothes? Why are you wearing good clothes? So he's asking that. So then Merulus points out to the second commoner who was a cobbler. Okay, so Merulus asks the cobbler, what trade, you sir, what trade art thou? So he asks, what is your profession? So the cobbler now here is very, very, we can say he's adding humor to the first scene. Okay, so he's adding humor, comic relief in the first scene by using puns. Okay, what are puns? Puns are the words with double meaning. So cobbler says, when he asks that what are you, what art thou, what trade art thou, sir? So he says, truly sir, in respect of a fine workman, I am but, as you would say, a cobbler. So he's saying that truly sir, well sir, if you compare me to a skilled person, fine workman means skilled person, skilled trade, if you can say, if a person in handicraft, he's a skilled tradesman. Okay, so if you compare me to a skilled trade, I am nothing but a cobbler. I'm just a cobbler, as you would put it. Now cobbler is a pun over here, remember that. So one cobbler, now how is it a pun? So one cobbler means an idiot, a one person who bungles up the things, bungler we can say. Okay, who messes up, who confuses everything. Okay, so he says that I am a cobbler. So now cobbler here, he is referring to being indirectly an idiot or a bungler, and also his profession, that is one who mends shoes. Okay, so I am a cobbler, sir. Truly, sir, in respect of a fine workman, I am but, as you would say, a cobbler. Now Merulus says, but what trade art thou? Answer me directly. So he is saying that, okay, fine, you are a bungler, but tell me, what trade art thou? So he has not yet understood that he is using the pun, and he takes it as the second meaning, that is being an idiot, bungler. Okay, so he says, now tell me, what is your trade? Tell me clearly, don't play with me. So he says, the cobbler replies again, a trade, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which is indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls. SOLES, which is written here. Now, again another pun. Please note down. First pun was cobbler. Second is now souls, mender of bad souls. So souls is used here for two meanings. That is, one is your soul, that is your spirit, Atma, or soul, that is the sole of your shoe. Okay, so SOUL and SOLE. So he says that a trait, sir, that I hope I may use with a safe conscience. So conscious and soul, SOUL. So he's relating that and trying to confuse Merulus again. So he's irritating Merulus. Okay, so he says, sir, I work a trade that I hope I can practice with a pure conscience. एक मैं सच्चे दिल से जो मैं कोशिश करता हूँ, मैं उस ट्रेड का हूँ कि मैं कोशिश करता हूँ मैं अपना ट्रेड एक साफ कॉन्शियस के साथ, एक क्लियर अंतरात्मा के साथ मैं कर सकूँ. एंड आई एम अ मेंडर ऑफ बैड सोल्स. So he's not calling him a cobbler this time. He's saying, I am the one who repairs bad souls. Okay, actually he means to say mender of bad souls means worn out soles of the shoe. He is a cobbler. Merulus now is very angry and he starts abusing. So he says, what trade thou knave, thou naughty knave? What trade? So now he's angry and irritated and agitated, furious. So he calls him bad things. Naughty knave. Naughty knave as in good for nothing fool. You good for nothing fool. Just tell me directly, what is your trade? What is your profession? So cobbler says, nay, I beseech you, sir, be not out with me. So out with me. Be not out with me. To be out means to be angry. Remember this phrasal verb. So to be out means to be angry with someone. So he says, I request you, sir, I beg you, sir, don't be angry with me. Don't be out with me means don't be angry with me. Yet if you be out, sir, I can mend you. So he says that he's really, the audience might be laughing at that time. That I can assure. That is on the play drama stage when they must be acting. Really, it was a humorous scene. Okay. So he says, nay, I beseech you, sir, don't be out with me. And yet if you be out, I can mend you. मैं आपको ठीक कर सकता हूँ. अगर फिर भी आप मुझसे गुस्सा होंगे, I can mend you. Now, if यहाँ पे out का again pun is used. Again pun with out. Now, if you be out. Now here out means angry and out means आपका अगर जूता खराब हो जाए. Worn out. कहते हैं ना घिस जाना. If you be out means अगर आपका जूता घिस गया है, I can mend you. I can mend you means I can mend your shoe. So here he is poking and teasing Merulus. So he says that if you be out means if your soles are worn out, अगर वो घिस गए हैं, I can mend you. By mending you, he means I can mend your shoes. So he gets very angry. How dare he say to me that I can mend you? मैं आपको ठीक कर सकता हूँ. So he says, what means thou by that? What do you mean by that? Mend me, thou saucy fellow, you insolent person. Insolent means rude. Okay, so saucy fellow, saucy, again it will be used. Okay, in the upcoming scenes, it will be used. Act 1, scene 3, saucy. Remember this word. So saucy means rude, insolent. Yeah. So he says, how dare you talk to me like that? So Cobbler says, why sir, cobble you? So he says, well, cobble you sir. So he's clearing it out that मैं आपको ठीक कर सकता हूँ, मतलब I can mend your shoes, I can cobble your shoes, okay, I can sew your shoes. Okay, so he says now, Flavius enters the conversation. So Flavius says, thou art a cobbler, art thou? So अब वो बीच में आता है Flavius, because Merulus is very angry, he is not able to understand because he is using puns so much that every word has double meaning. So Flavius enters and he asks, are you a cobbler? Do you mean to say that you are a cobbler? So he says, truly sir, all that I live by is with the all. Now again one more pun, AWL, all. Now all actually means the needle that is used by the cobblers to sew the shoes, leather, okay, to pierce the leather, to tie it. Okay, so he says, truly sir, all that I live by is the all. So he's saying, yes sir, all, I make my living by the all, that is by that needle. So how is it a pun? So he says, all I live by is for everyone. All means here by for everyone. So because he is sort of a leader of that group, okay, he is like he's the one who's leading that group of commoners, plebeians. Okay, so this is the pun over here, okay, AWL, all. So he says, truly sir, all that I live by is with the all, means मैं अपनी रोजी रोटी किससे कमाता हूँ? All से, that is a needle. I meddle with no tradesmen's matter nor women's matter. मतलब मैं किसी के बीच में, I don't meddle. Meddle means interfere in anyone's business, any political business, any affair of the women. मैं किसी के matter में I don't meddle at all. I don't interfere. But withal I am indeed sir a surgeon to old shoes. So how he is glorifying his profession. Being a cobbler is not that of a very, although all professions are equal, but he is glorifying, he is saying that I am not just a cobbler, I am a, so how he plays with his words, okay, he says I am a surgeon to old shoes, means I am a highly skilled doctor of shoes, because you know surgeons, what they do, they perform surgeries, medical grade surgeries, typical complicated complex surgeries. Okay, so he says that I am a surgeon of old shoes. मैं किसको ठीक करता हूँ? वो इंसान को ठीक करते हैं, तो I am a surgeon of shoes. मैं जूते ठीक करता हूँ. So he says I am indeed sir a surgeon of old shoes. When they are in great danger, जब वो बहुत खतरे में होते हैं, जैसे जब you are in any person is in great danger, they or if it needs real serious surgery, so he's taken to the surgeon for the operation. So when shoes are in great danger, I recover them. मैं उनको resuscitate करता हूँ, मैं उनको recover करता हूँ, I mend them, I just bring them back to life. मैं उनको जिंदा कर देता हूँ, वापस ठीक कर देता हूँ. As proper men as ever trod upon the neat's leather. Now neat's leather is ox's leather, okay, have gone upon my handiwork. Okay, so he says that most noble, that is proper men here means noble people. Noble people means people of high rank, okay, high officials. There is no one of a nobility who has not worn the leather, the shoes that I have made. There is no one who has not worn my shoes. So he's just bragging about his profession, okay, that there is means most of the noble men have walked on the shoes made by this cobbler. Flavius says, but wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why are you not in your shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets? Why are you leading these men? I told you he's sort of the leader, okay, so why are you leading these men about the streets? आप इनको क्यों घुमा रहे हैं इधर से उधर? Why are you leading these men? So cobbler says, truly sir, to, he is not giving up. The cobbler is not giving up. This is not all कि अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है. He says now, truly sir, to wear out their shoes to get myself into more work. So he says that the more they will walk, the more their shoes will worn out, and the more their shoes will worn out, they will come to me and I will repair them. So I am getting myself more work by making them walk here and there. Okay, so he also admits that after this line only he says, but indeed sir, but actually sir, we made holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph means victory. हम निकले हैं, but actually sir, हमने आज अपना दिन जो छुट्टी का लिया है, we have taken this day off to celebrate Caesar's victory. Okay. Now Merulus gets really angry, furious. So he says, wherefore rejoice? Why celebrate? What has he done? What conquest brings he home? Now in that time, whenever any ruler would win any battle or war, he would bring slaves, other countries' ruler, with their, in a very brutal way, attached to their chariots. उनको घसीटते हुए लाया जाता था, उनके chariots पे बांध कर उनको लाया जाता था, and as slaves उनको वहाँ के लोगों को जिनको उन्होंने हराया है, they used to bring them along with them. But because it was a civil war, they could not get that. Okay, they could not do that. कहाँ से, which this thing that is what was that? What money will they bring? What people will they bring? Because they are the people of their country only. They are not of other country that they will bring as slaves, or the money from other country that they have acquired. They can't bring anything. So that's what Merulus is saying. What conquest brings he home? What treasure? What foreign land? क्या जीता है उन्होंने? Julius Caesar ने क्या जीता है? What has he won? What tributaries follow him to Rome? So what tributaries means what foreign prince? कौन से foreign country के prince हम वो लेके आए हैं? Chained to his chariot. Now grace in captive bonds his chariot wheels से बंधे हुए. Chained to his chariot wheels, which prince have come with him? So what does he ask? What conquest brings he home? Okay, means what foreign lands has he brought? Then what tributaries follow him to Rome to grace his captive bonds and chariot wheels? Means what which foreign prince have come with him, tied to the wheels of his chariot? And then he says, you blocks, you stone, you worse than senseless things. Means you foolish people, you blockheaded, means you don't have any brain. Is there a block in your head? So he's just abusing them. You blockheads, you unfeeling men, you don't have any hearts, you stones. Stones means heartless people. You worse than senseless things. Okay, so after asking that what ransom money, कौन सा वो पैसा लाया, prince लाया, foreign land लाया, he is abusing the people, that you foolish people, you good for nothing people, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome. Again he is calling them cruel hearted, hard hearted men of Rome. Knew you not Pompey? क्या तुम Pompey को नहीं जानते थे? Did you not know Pompey? और फिर याद दिलाता है what they used to do of when Pompey used to come, what they used to do. So he reminds them, many a time and oft have you climbed up to the walls and battlements, to towers and windows and to chimney tops. आप कहाँ कहाँ चढ़ के उनको देखने के लिए खड़े हो जाते थे? That is on the you used to climb the walls, the battlements, okay, the towers, the windows, the chimney tops. Yes, with your babies in your arms. आप सब उनको देखने के लिए used to climb those things. And now what you are doing? And there have sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. So you used to wait whole day to have a glance, have a look at Pompey passing the street. तब तो आप ऐसा करते थे. And when you saw his chariot but appear, have you not made an universal sound? Or when you used to see, okay, his chariot is coming, you used to shout so loudly. Universal shout that even the Tiber trembled underneath her banks. He used to shout. It's a hyperbole. Obviously, he's exaggerating. So he's saying you used to shout so loudly that the Tiber banks would tremble. They would shake. Tiber. Now, what is Tiber? Tiber is the river of Rome, which used to provide fresh water to Rome, and also it was a main river through which foreign trade was done. Okay, export import of things and such things. So he's saying that the Tiber river used to tremble, used to shout so loudly, and to hear the replication of your sounds made in her concave shores. Her means Tiber, Tiber river. Okay, so it used to just tremble with the sound echoing. Replication means echo, जो आपकी आवाज होती थी उससे पूरी नदी का जो बैंक्स हैं, जो किनारे हैं, वो भी पूरे शेक करने लगते थे. Okay, and then he says, and do you now put on your best attire, आप अपने best apparel पहन के, and do you now call out a holiday, now you are celebrating a holiday, and you now strew flowers in his way, you are strewing means throwing flowers, you are just putting flowers on his way. Why? That comes in triumph over Pompey's blood. Who has killed Pompey? Be gone, get lost, go from here and get out of here, run to your houses, go to your houses, fall upon your knees, आप पुटने पे बैठिए और प्रायश्चित करिए, भगवान से माफी मांगिए for doing this. So okay, so he says, run to your houses, fall upon your knees, pray by the gods to intermit the plague. Intermit the plague means to stop you from giving punishment. Plague here means punishment, to stop you from giving the punishment of what you have done just now. You were celebrating Caesar's victory, who has killed Pompey. So just go to your houses and bend on your knees and pray to God that he should not punish you. That need must light on this ingratitude. जो आपने अभी ingratitude, unthankfulness जो दिखाई है, उस पे आप जाइए घर पे और प्रायश्चित करिए. Now Flavius says, go, good countrymen, and for this fault assemble all the poor men of your sort. So poor men, now he is referring to the commoners, the plebeians, as the poor men. Okay, remember that. So he's saying, go countrymen, and आपकी इस गलती के लिए, for this fault of you, go and error in judgment, gather together all the poor men like you, अपने जैसे सारे लोगों को इकट्ठा करिए और अपनी इस गलती की माफी मांगिए. और कैसे मांगिए? Now see that also. Draw them, take all of your people of your class, means that lower class, and draw them means take them to the Tiber banks, नदी के किनारे लेके जाइए. Weep your tears, okay, cry so much that into the channel till the lowest stream do kiss the most exalted shores of all. So he's saying, go to the Tiber river and weep into the water until it overflows. Again, hyperbole, okay, exaggeration, कि इतना रोइए, माफी मांगिए, that आपके आंसुओं से जो Tiber river है वो overflow हो जाए. Exalted shores, okay, highest means. Okay, now the carpenter, cobbler, and all the commoners, they all exit silently. Imagine, that's what fickle-mindedness is. Right now you think something else, when someone else says something you flip. That is fickle-mindedness, and here it is clearly shown. So Flavius comments, देखो, see whether their basis metal be not moved, means they vanish tongue-tied in their guiltiness. So he is saying that should move even these coarse and unrefined men, they are leaving and feeling so guilty they can't speak. So he's saying that, see how because of your words they have emotionally they have moved, उनका बिल्कुल thought process change हो गया, and they are leaving feeling so guilty, they are not, tongue tied means they are not able to speak anything after your words, what you have said. Okay, he's talking to Merulus, obviously. Go you down the way towards the Capitol. Go this way I will. Now what is Capitol? Capitol is the, actually they were, hills, 7 hills, I guess, I'm not sure. 7 hills in Rome, and they all each had some important significance of their own. And the hill Capitoline also, it is known by the name Capitoline. So Capitol was a place where all the important religious practices and political practices were done. Okay, it was a building made on this hill Capitoline, and this building, all the religious activities were done and the political activities were done. Okay, so he's asking Merulus to go towards the Capitol. आप उधर जाइए and I will go this way and disrobe the images. If you do find them decked with ceremonies, or whenever you see any Julius Caesar's statue or portrait or any image, disrobe them. उसके ऊपर से all the decorations you will remove, all the garlands and everything you will remove. And if you do find them decked with ceremonies, means if you see any statue honored with the garlands and everything decorated in the honor, you will go and just remove that. So Merulus says, why? May we do so? He's asking, he's scared. May we do so? Because you know it is the feast of Lupercal. Now Lupercal you should know. Very important. What was Lupercal? The feast of Lupercal, or the festival of Lupercal, was a very, religious belief in Rome that in this festival there were animals that were sacrificed, and they take a piece of flesh or skin of that animal as a bait, and few noblemen or few people would, there was a race of Lupercal. एक race होती थी on foot, okay, barefoot they would walk, they would race, few men, and they would have this leather thong in their hand, and they would hit women while walking. And any woman who was hit by the person who was participating in this race with that thong, leather thong, that woman would be free from the curse of infertility. Means any woman who was not able to bear children, okay, this curse would be uplifted. ऐसा माना जाता था. Any woman who was not able to give birth to a child, ये problem of infertility would be solved if any person who was running in that race would touch that woman. So you will see in the next scene that Julius Caesar's wife, that is Calpurnia, she had this problem. Okay, she was not able to have children. So this Julius Caesar asks Calpurnia, and Antonius was participating in this race. So he asked Antonius that don't forget to touch Calpurnia, okay, to make her free from this curse. So yeah, this was Lupercal. So he says, it is the feast of Lupercal, so should we do this right now? So Flavius says, it's no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophy. So he was so, hatred was there so much in his mind for Caesar that he says, does not matter. Whenever you see, you just disrobe them. And you will see in the upcoming scenes, in the next scene itself, that these two people would be punished for doing this. Okay, so remember. So I'll about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. Now he's calling these common people vulgar people. Okay. So I'll make sure that these commoners get off from the streets. मैं यहाँ से जाता हूँ और जो भी मुझे दिखेगा commoners, plebeians, मैं उनको यहाँ से भगा दूंगा और तुम भी यही करना. Where you perceive them thick. Where you perceive them thick means जहाँ भी तुम उन्हें भीड़ में देखो तुम भी यही करना. Groups में, thick मतलब groups में, wherever you see them, you also do this. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Now here Julius Caesar is compared to, we can say, a hawk or a vulture who soars in the sky, very, height, great height. So they are comparing Julius Caesar to a hawk or a vulture, and they are saying कि what we have to do, हमें जो इनकी जो growing feathers हैं, who are these growing feathers? These commoners. Okay, so see the metaphorical use by William Shakespeare. Beautiful. So he is comparing commoners to feathers, and more the feathers, more great the flight of the bird. Okay, so here who is the bird? Julius Caesar. So he's saying these growing feathers plucked means तोड़ देना, from Caesar's wings will make him fly an ordinary pitch. So he will not be able to fly high. Okay, when we remove these people from the streets and we will not let them do what they are doing, celebrating and hailing for Julius Caesar. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness? Servile means like servants. If he flies too high, if we don't do this, he will fly too high and then we will become his servants, fearful servants, जो डरेंगे उससे. We'll have to live like that. So this was the first scene. Then they exit in different directions. Remember, one goes in the direction of the capital, that is Merulus, and Flavius goes the other way. So I hope you've understood. If you have any problem, please comment down and do like the video, and let me know what else do you want. So see you next time. Take care.